What's going on, everybody? I want to kind of give a little bit of advice or some tips or a point of view that you could use in order to get you kind of through any problem. Like any issue you may have, whether it's with finances, whether it's with a relationship with your mom, you know, someone you love or in love with, whether it's with work, or maybe it's with yourself in a sense of where you are either stressed or anxious, or you may think too much, things that you want to work on for yourself that you may think is an issue. I want to kind of give an overall perspective or a answer that you could that could create, you know, clarity for you through these issues. It's kind of a cure-all if you really understand it. Don't worry, you won't, but hopefully you'll get something from it. The whole idea about being woke and people saying they're becoming more woke and stuff like that, what I have known them to really mean, that they don't know that they're, you know, meaning, my wife is texting me, is that they are really saying when they say they're woke or they're waking up, or, you know, are you woke? It's pretty much, are you aware that, this is a perspective that you're playing a video game, or are you, say I'm woke, I'm becoming more aware of the video game. Let me explain. We have an outlook on life, each and every one of us, and it kind of creates this world that we see, that we experience, and each of us are experiencing that interpretation. There's no way that we're experiencing the same thing, because we're only experiencing what is through our senses. Our senses are the gateways to experience. And we are experiencing this happening. And the only way that that I can see and that I've been able to kind of break through with, and being able to find peace in this experience, is to understand this pretty much one thing. But I'm gonna kind of explain it in more than one word, of course. It's gonna be probably a 10-minute video at least. We have a belief system. There are things that we believe, and I'm not talking about, like, you know, when you hear someone talking about their beliefs, this like everyday perspective, my opinion type belief. No, I'm talking about there's this deep belief, and in this deep belief stems other beliefs, and we create this belief system. Every single one of us has a belief system, including the enlightened ones, because it is a necessary tool to have a belief system in order to navigate as you live. Now, if you're not trying to live, then maybe you then don't have a belief system, but there's a belief system put in place. The thing is that you are distinguishing or becoming more clear and becoming more in line with what is versus what we perceive to be happening. This belief system is a belief system that you haven't even questioned yourself on. You don't even think it's a belief system. This idea, it don't even occur to you that it's a belief system, that it's a belief, and that from this belief, you created your whole life. And when you realize this belief system isn't true, your whole perspective shifts, and you experience this entirely different thing. My phone is getting hot from being in this car. I don't want it to stop recording. But I'm going to tell you what this belief system is. Now, we have to be aware that everything that we do, everything that happens to us, is really us making it happen to ourselves. We are doing that to ourselves. And I'm going to first tell you this belief system that you have. This belief system that you have is that when you was born, you started to register the things around you. You started to learn the world. You started to learn the language. You started to be able to distinguish what fire is, and it's hot and you don't want to touch it. You've learned that you don't want to, when you fall, you hurt. You know, all these things that you are not aware of before consciousness, you start to become aware of when you become this conscious being, this baby, this human that grows. You just become more and more aware of things. But the mistake that we all make, and I feel like this has something to do with us being born into sin. Let me get my phone out the sun. It's kind of weird to be over here. But anyway, the first belief that we have is that we are an individual. We see ourselves, and this is normal. This is not something to be like, it's not frowned upon. So I don't want you to think that I'm like shunning people who have this self-image. It's pretty much what it is. This self-image is created at a very young age. And that's the only way that you're able to distinguish the things around you, is because you decide that you're a separate individual. Listen now, you're a separate individual than this other individual. From this, you are one thing, and other things are outside of you. They're these other things. And because you are aware of this body and that you're able to kind of govern this body, you associate this government with yourself. So now you have separated yourself from everything around you. And this belief system is normal because from there you create, oh, that's fire. Oh, hey, that's pain. Oh, that's my mom. And, that's kind of a tool to use. But what if you became aware that it was just a tool for you to be able to survive, and that it's not innately true for all situations, and it's just something you do? Like, for example, another thing that is not overall true, but it is a tool that can be used, is money. Money is a tool that can be used, but it doesn't mean that it's innately just like money is money. Like, we have created that idea that money is money. Like, we have given it that power. So it's not overall true, but it is a tool, and if you know how to use it, you can make good things happen for yourself, right? So this understanding of that, that you think that you're a separate individual, that self-image, is not innately true. It's not overall true. But it can be used in order to help you navigate through the world, and you could become a very successful person living in paradise, at least from your own, ideas of what paradise is. You'll be able to manifest that because you have an ego, that self-image, which is normal. But the goal is to realize that it's just a tool, and that the self-image is not really real, and that you're not separate from anything else around you. You're not an individual, and that your consciousness that you have is the same consciousness in everything. And just because consciousness there's different levels of intelligence in consciousness. Think about it. Even within the next person that you talk to, both of you are equally conscious. You're both aware of awareness. If you think about it, like if you say, I'm hurt, the I that is hurt is the I that you are, and you are feeling this hurt. So you are conscious Even when you're drunk and you are conscious that, wow, I'm drunk. How did I get drunk? What the freak? What's going on? That consciousness is the thing that everything is. We're all that. And we are like, sometimes people aren't aware that they're that. That doesn't mean that they're not that. They're the exact same thing that you are. They're just not aware that they're that. And that goes for everything in the world. The world is conscious. It's just, is it conscious that it's conscious? We don't know. I don't know, because I can only perceive everything around me through the senses that I have, which is sense of sight, sense of touch, sense of taste. And that means I'm only able to kind of navigate through things that may be 6 feet away when it comes to maybe smell, and I can see as far as the land allows, in a sense, but it's not clear, as it goes further and further. So my distance of sight is probably my longest distance of being able to recognize something, my furthest distance in proximity of me that I could register something, and that's not that far, So my point of that is that our perception is limited, so you can't trust your perception. It doesn't go across the entire world all the time at every given point, vantage point in the world. Like, it doesn't do that. It's not omniscient. It's not. Those are our senses, this body. But outside of the body, the consciousness that we are, it is omniscient. It is omnipresent. It is the Alpha and Omega. It is everywhere all the time. Period. So, to get over any issue, just to not make this video too long, is use your self-image as a tool, but don't believe that you're separate from the things around you. So when things happen in your world, in this world, just know that you're perceiving it from the senses within the proximity of your body, how far it can reach. You are creating the experience of that. That means that no one else who's not experiencing that, they're not touched by that. I could be sitting at home relaxing, not anxious, not stressed, and you're on another side of the planet stressed. That doesn't affect me, right? So that means that it doesn't affect you, because if you were where I was, it wouldn't affect you. The only reason why you're letting it affect you is because you're allowing those things into your senses, and you are choosing to make those senses your self-image is you, and you hurt and be in pain in those moments. I'm going to go into detail later about what that actually means, because I kind of get a feeling that I lost you. But for the people that I didn't lose, I want you to know that there is nothing happening in this world that is bad. It is only your perception of it that makes it what it is. Nothing has a judgment. Nothing is a tree. Those signs aren't over there. Those lights aren't over there. These cars aren't over here. I'm perceiving that. And if I perceive those things to be true, then I'm going to react as if those things are true, right? But if I don't perceive those things at all, like if I don't recognize them, they're not in my view of my senses, then I don't see them. They don't affect me. So that means that if you control your senses, if you control what the senses mean, not necessarily control, like you're going to still smell things you don't want to smell. You're going to touch things you might not want to touch. You're going to see things you might not want to see. And hear things you might not want to hear, and so on and so forth. And think things you might not want to think. But it's the judgment, the meaning behind it is what you're giving it. You're separating it from all there is. You're saying, this means this or this means that. And when you do that, you're separating it. Don't make it mean anything. You are making it mean something because of your senses. Don't make it mean anything. Like, literally sit there and realize that you're not separate from anything around you, and that there is no judgment placed on anything. Nothing. Then you will find peace in all of your like, if you feel like you're having a bad day, if you realize this, you'll realize that, wow, I'm not having a bad day. I'm perceiving a bad day, and I'm letting it manifest inside of me, and that it's like a cancer. You don't want that in you. They say stress kills, so don't. They say, I don't know if it kills. I just know that it definitely makes me feel like I'm dying, and Thank God that I don't really have stress or anxiety anymore. But take that. I want you to, plant that seed. Maybe listen to this video a few more times if you don't get it. Ask questions in the comments. And I do plan to, answer each and every last one of you guys' questions, because you have questions and I do have insight on at least what I think makes sense. And it's hot in this car. So I'm going to end this here. I want you guys to like the video. I want you to comment. I want you to subscribe to my channel, because all of those things not only just make me look good with social media, like with YouTube in particular, but it definitely, when I wake up and I see those comments, I want to give responses. I want to give loving responses. People who ask questions, I want to give answers. And I resonate with that a lot. I love that. I know people out there that don't even like to be asked questions, who get annoyed by stuff like that. So if I'm resonating with these things, then I want more of it. So give me all your likes, give me all your subscriptions, your subscribers, whatever that it means. But also tell your friends about me. Share my videos. I only have a few videos on my account right now, but as long as you continue to just show me that you appreciate what I do, I will make more videos. Now, what I mean by that also, before I go, is that it doesn't mean that I'm relying on you guys and that, I'm not making decisions that I want to make, that I'm moved by my environment, stuff like that. It might mean that, but I also recognize that I'm human, and that tool that is human uses a tool called recognition and admiration and love. It uses those things, and it transforms those things into creation. So I want to create more. So why not make this body feel all those things and create? Use your body as a tool. Use the world as a tool. Do it in love. And I love you. Bye.